Hey teachers, we know things are just nuts right now. With the holidays approaching, you have got your hands full between your own life, your family, your students, whatever on earth is going on at school. Grade report's going to be due soon. We just know this time of year is so challenging. So to give back to our teachers, we are doing a very limited time Thanksgiving Black Friday sale. And this sale is so simple. It is one coupon you can use on anything you want. That's right. We are issuing basically a blank check to our listeners, and this coupon is good for 50% off anything. You heard me, literally anything. If you are listening and you use this coupon in the next 48 hours, I'm talking about before the end of the weekend, you can take 50% off any one item that you've had your eye on in the Brave New Teaching world. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to shop.bravenewteaching.com and you're going to use the coupon code 50 on any. 50 on O-N any. A-N-Y. 50 on any, and you can go and get whatever you've had your eye on for 50% off. I hope that you get a chance to use it. I hope that whatever you find brings you joy, peace, organization, and just a happier year ahead. Let's get on to the show.
Welcome back to Brave New Teaching, and happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. Happy American Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Marie. Hi, everyone listening. It's so good to be back with you, my friend.
I know. Friends listening, we have not recorded together in like 2 months.
I think so. It's been a while.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. It has been quite a fall for all the reasons. And at time of recording, I am beyond burnt out. And now actually, before we started recording, Amanda was asking me like, so, what are we spinning out about? And I was like, honestly, I think I'm too tired to even spin. I'm not, certainly not out.
Yeah.
Certainly not out. Oh yeah, that's right. It was. And I was like, I'm not spinning. I'm stationary.
You're stationary and are ready to collapse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I think that today sounds like I am going to force myself to not find some gratitude. I definitely have gratitude, but I think it'll be healthy to talk about it.
Yes, I think it will too.
Yes.
I feel like when I do, I'm always glad I did. And I usually need a sounding board. I need a person to do it with. I've tried the journaling thing and
yeah, I was just going to say that. That's just like not my bag. It's just like not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing, but like I start thinking about other things and I'm like, no, you got to stay back on track.
Yeah, and it's like, well, then who's this for? I know.
Yes.
That's where I'm
at. Then my journaling turns into a to-do list and I'm like, that's not why we're here.
That doesn't seem very grateful.
Who's grateful for me making all these to-do lists?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yes. So friends, this is going to be a little mini-sode, and we are hoping that today, especially if you are listening in real time, if you are like us and probably making some preparations for hosting or celebrating or not celebrating and hibernating, one way or the other, you're preparing for something. We're hoping that this little mini-sode just kind of helps us all take a deep breath and keep moving forward with a bit of gratitude and reflection. Sound good?
I think that sounds really good.
It does. All right, here we go. Cue the music.
You're listening to Brave New Teaching, and we are so much more than a podcast.
We give teachers the inspiration, support, and tools to challenge the status quo.
I'm Amanda, and I'm a former English teacher from Illinois.
And I'm Marie, and I'm a teacher from Southern California.
Join us at bravenewteaching.com to find out more about our courses, festivals, and get every episode's show notes.
We're so glad you're here. Enjoy the show. All right, my friends. So I'm not going to lie. It's been a heavy fall for a few different reasons.
Do you want to do
None.
something fun first?
Well, I just want to acknowledge like elephant in the room. Like
Okay, let's do that first. Okay.
Personally, I'm just going to be kind of vulnerable. I'm having a hard time
Yeah.
with a purely American holiday right now, like with how nasty our political and social climate is and frankly feels. And like I have had what the weeks following the 2024 presidential election were some of the hardest teaching weeks I have had since the pandemic, and for very different reasons.
Mhm.
Like just explaining things to kids and realizing, having the very like knock me over the head understanding that my current students and my own children have never known an America that felt like politics weren't absolutely bananas.
Mhm.
Like, and I'm not saying that like American politics has ever been perfect or anything like that whatsoever.
Oh,
But
you
like,
wait a minute. Pretty sure it
you're
has.
not.
Yeah.
But just knowing that like their understanding, like, okay, I teach, junior English right now, but in theater I have grades 9 through 12, and so much of their understanding of America and American government and American politics was in 2016 forward.
Yeah.
And the extreme polarization, and some good has come out of extreme polarization, or not extreme polarization, but like some good has come out of 2020 made a lot of changes socially, especially. And like, so good has happened, change has happened, but also just like it has been polarized to the utmost extent, and that has been really hard to help kids through and to understand, like, oh my gosh, this is all
Well,
like I didn't realize it.
It's exhausting. And I think that that's what we talk about so much here on the podcast, is that we openly and aggressively advocate for creating spaces where there's lots of gray. And we want kids to wrestle with a world that is not black and white, right? But like
Right.
we are in a world where a lot of people just want things to be one way or the other. And so to kind of bring kids back from whatever their home environments are or their outside of school environments and bring them into this critical thinking, slow down, let's evaluate, let's take our time, let's actually read, right? So like not only is it
Right.
like the conversations at home, but it's the conversations online. Everybody's very quick to make a meme, a joke,
A soundbite. Yes,
soundbite.
exactly. I know, and like I get it. I get it.
But that's the tiring part, right? It's not even
Yes.
necessarily the politics. The fact that they are polarizing is what makes navigating anywhere in between so tiring. For us as adults in conversation, but especially us in rooms with teenagers and young people who need to learn these skills so that we don't end up back here again, which is
just staying in it. I know this is not the way to be. And like kids are tired and stressed out in ways that I haven't seen before on like a very grand scale of like children being tired and stressed out from a presidential election is not something. And I've been teaching for a while. Like I've taught through quite a few elections.
Yeah.
And I know it's apples and oranges because the world is and looks different and will always keep changing, I hope. But I wanted to make sure before we start getting into gratitude and what we are thankful for, like I think that's something I'm very proud of on this podcast, in that what you and I create in Brave New Teaching is like we look right in the eye of the hard stuff as much as we can, right? We do try to find the bright side as much as we can as well, but like I'm not going to sugarcoat things because this is not sugarcoatable, and I'm feeling it as a teacher, as a mom, as a human being. So I feel that that was important for us to acknowledge.
Well, and I will close off by saying I had a great conversation with my therapist. And one thing that we talked about was, or one exercise she had us do, me, not us, me. And then I've passed it along to other people.
Us, because Should I be jealous of the friendship you have with your therapist?
I'm going to assume that you're going to do this as well. And like everyone listening, this is like a really high, it felt really good. And she just had me write down. She said, forget about like the people involved in the election. Like forget about it for a second. She said, I want you to write down all of the things that you know are inevitably going to happen in the next 4 years, regardless of who's in office. Like the things close to you, right? Like I'm going to turn 40 in the next 4 years. My kids are going to be finishing elementary school. We have the first half of a really cool road trip that we want to do before we get ready to go to South America. Like I was just writing out all these things that like in my own life, I want to happen, I have planned to happen, are going to happen. And then we just talked about like not letting any outside noise, political or otherwise, steer me away from the joy of those things that are coming and are going to happen. And that was just really grounding for me.
Yeah.
And I really sound like I've been going to therapy. It was really,
you do.
really, I feel like maybe I visited California a couple of times this year.
Shut up.
I love you. No, but seriously, I tease because I love, but like, absolutely, like that was really helpful for me to be like, okay, there was a time when we lived our lives and we didn't even like pay attention to what was going on.
I know. And that's, neither here. Well, it's
right,
better that we're paying attention, right?
The goal is not to not pay attention. The goal is
exactly
not pay so much attention that we miss or we are robbed of the good things that are already coming for us, that we have planned on and we want to happen no matter what. And that was helpful. It didn't, right, it's not a fix, but it was a thing.
No,
it was a thing.
But it's a redirect, right? Or like a guardrail almost to put up so that like you don't go too far over.
And then I would say the last resource I'd share with people who are interested in this arena before we like totally move subjects. My husband and I watched this really interesting, and they've been doing this for a while. Marie, have you ever watched Surrounded?
No.
On YouTube? So
no.
I've only watched this one episode, so I do not know how the other ones go. But basically what they do is they take one person and it's like a Socratic seminar. They're surrounded by people who kind of come to the table to debate. It's a fishbowl. And so if you
yes, I have seen it. Yes, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
The one we watched was the one from Grand Rapids, Michigan with Pete Buttigieg.
Okay.
And so it was Pete Buttigieg. His goal was to convince 25 undecided voters to vote.
I've seen clips of this. Yeah.
I thought, again, regardless of your politics, I thought that the setup and the format was absolutely fascinating. I would love to see if they do this on non-political topics. It would be so good to show kids. And it was interesting to see like people before, during, and after. Like they tell you like how if their minds were changed, and like you can see this like live interaction of argumentation and discussion like happening amongst adults. And I mean, Pete Buttigieg to me is like, I could listen to this guy talk forever. He's like, and a lot of people reacted that way too. Like he's so thoughtful and just, I don't know. He's very matter of fact. He's very to the point. And it was really interesting episode. So I'll put that in the show notes if you're interested in looking at it. But there's something there, I think, instructionally someday.
No, there absolutely is.
Yeah.
It's almost a philosophical chairs adjacent situation. Yes.
Yeah. With the timer and the circle. And
yeah,
it was nice to see adults behaving the way that we're asking kids to behave.
Civilly. Yeah. Like humans.
At the least. Okay. That was it.
Okay. Do you want to start off with what you are grateful for in this moment, in this year, in this life?
I'm also curious if you know what kind of Thanksgiving dinner dish you are.
Pardon?
If I were to give you...
Come again?
If I were to give you a Thanksgiving dinner turkey teacher personality quiz.
Oh my God. Is this what you just sent me on Instagram?
I would like to know what you think.
Oh my God.
Do you know what you are? Should we take the quiz? Let me take the quiz.
Okay, let's take the quiz. Okay, all right, we're taking a quiz.
We're going to take the quiz.
Listen, can we just say really fast something that we're grateful for as we start taking this quiz?
Yes.
Because I need a minute to open it up.
No, I'm just going to read it to you. You give me the answers.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I'm going to I really shouldn't open up social media. I'm going to go down like a...
Don't. Question
Christmas decoration rabbit hole.
No, stay with me.
I'm ready.
When faced with a classroom disruption, how do you typically react? Calm and patient, take charge, or diffuse with humor?
Diffuse with humor. Come on.
Duh, I could have done that. Okay, question 2. What is your favorite way to start a new unit? Hands-on, discussion, or focus on the atmosphere?
Atmosphere.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like between hands-on and atmosphere, but
Yeah.
I like to
It's a really
decorate.
scientific, serious quiz. Okay. Question number
Okay.
2. How would you describe your classroom environment? Vibrant and engaging, warm and inviting, or insightful and academic?
Warm and inviting.
Okay, I agree. I think I could have done all this. It's more fun to do it with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you could have done this without me.
Last question.
Okay.
4. What is your biggest challenge as a teacher? Confrontation, paperwork, or work-life balance?
Paperwork.
Yep, me too. So,
your confrontation. Are you kidding? Confrontation. They call me Miss Confrontation Morris.
Okay, your results are cooking. Da, 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 da. I think I already know what you're going to be. Ba, 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 ba.
Wait, so this is telling me what kind of a Thanksgiving dish I am?
Correct. You are the stuffing. You are a stuffing teacher. A stuffing teacher is enthusiastic, keeps things interesting, is a complex thinker. They're a joyful presence, and they bring a layered approach. You are totally a stuffing teacher.
I am. And oddly enough, I also have chopped celery and wild rice in me. So there you go.
Crazy thing.
I know.
Stuffing teacher.
Stuffing Wait, so did you take it? What did you get?
No, I made it. So like I've taken it so many times that like I don't think the results are accurate anymore, but I'm pretty sure I'm right with you. I think I'm a stuffing teacher.
Okay.
I might also be a charcuterie board teacher. I got that a couple times. Like I'm all the things like laid out in front of you.
Just retaking your own quiz.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about the charcuterie teacher that tracks is like I start a lot of things and don't finish them. So like that feels very like charcuterie to me. Like there's no way I'm the turkey. Like I am not like, no, I'm not that, reliable, you know? So I had a blast in this quiz. It was like really, really a huge.
That is so fun.
It was so much fun. Yeah. Okay.
That's so interesting too. Like, yeah, like who has a problem with confrontation? How are they doing right now? Because woof. Like, especially because, okay, so we're just going to sidetrack here. At some point, we'll talk about what we're grateful for. So I have 4 classes of kids, right? Because I'm teaching without a prep period right now, which I've talked about, I'm sure.
Sure.
2 of them are American Lit 11th grade English classes, and 2 are drama classes where I have all 4 grades. One is an intermediate drama class, and one is an advanced drama class. The advanced drama class, we know each other quite well. We have done many shows together. Like we've spent some time together, and they are truly a theater company. Like that's what we've got. My intermediate class is the most adorable cross section of campus I think I've ever seen. Like not at all a group that you would think would all be together.
Why are you?
And when people walk in, sometimes they go, "Wow, that's quite a medley," and I'm like, "Yes, it is." But they work. Like it's great. They work. It's wonderful. The funniest thing is that the advanced kids, they know I have very high expectations. I don't think that's going to come as a surprise to anybody.
No,
I have high achievable expectations of students at all stages of the game. The advanced kids, I have like hardcore trained them to know what I'm talking about. And when I get serious, they understand that I am being very serious and I'm pragmatic, and that's what it is. My intermediate class, it has now happened multiple times over a couple different weeks where I'll get like serious and I'll say, "Okay, guys, we need to do this right now." "Oh, you seem so stressed." And I go, "What?" They go, "Oh, you guys, Miss Morris is getting really mad." And I go,
"Oh my God.
What?" "No, I'm not." And then they're like, "Oh, wow, you seem really stressed." And then at first I was like, "Are you all just like punking me?" But then I went, there's no way that there's
no way Ashton Kutcher is here.
Well, there's no way that this little band of kids organized to the point where they're
It's about as likely as action because you're being there.
I've got like 5 seniors in the class, 6 seniors in the class who have had me before, at least once for English, so know me well enough. And I do turn to them and I go, "What is happening right now?" And they go, we don't know." And I'll be like, "Do I sound angry?" And they're like, "No." And I go, "Do I sound stressed?" And they go, "No." I'm like, "Okay." But it gets to the point where like the more that you say I'm not stressed and I'm not angry, the more stressed and angry that you get. And then like thinks the lady
Self-fulfilling
doth
prophecy.
yeah, and then it's like, yeah, no, now I'm mad. Yeah, stop telling me. It's anyways, it's just the funniest because then I go to literally the next class and I'm like, okay, so like I feel like I'm being normal right now, but like am I? And the kids are like, yeah. And I go, okay. I think I'm just psyching myself out. Anyways, that was just
That sounds like something that my 5-year-old daughter would do.
right? Like, "Mommy, why are you so mad right now?" "I'm not
Oh.
mad." But then the more you say it, it's like, "I'm not mad." And then you're like, "Well, I'm not. I'm not selling this very well, am I?"
Oh my
But it has
god.
happened so many times that I'm like, "What kind of odd interactions do you guys have with adults that this is what you think a mad grown-up is like?"
I don't know. I don't think I
Yeah.
wanna know the answer to that question now.
I just had to share that for you.
Okay.
Like, I feel like you need to know that.
Well, let's
I can
finish the episode with saying what we're thankful
Let's
for
do it.
because it's almost over.
It's fine. I will say that I am honestly, as silly as these children are, I am thankful that I get to do what I do every day. It's hard.
Yeah,
It is absolutely sapping the life out of me, but like I really do still love classroom teaching.
yeah,
Like I really do.
yeah. I know
And I'm
you do.
surprised at this moment to hear myself saying it out loud. I didn't know that's what I was going to say until I said it.
Cue collapse.
I mean, I'm thankful for my family and my children and
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we
yeah.
have a lot to be thankful for. But I'm like, wow, I am truly grateful that I get to do the job that I do, even though I think it's slowly driving me mad.
Well, I think those things can coexist. I mean,
I think so too.
they are
But maybe
coexisting.
madness is bliss. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
Oh my
How
god.
about you? Do you have a little Stockholm syndrome going on like I do?
Not exactly. I have different syndromes. Like I'm not. I definitely have my own drones.
Yeah.
Um, I'm thankful. So, spoiler alert: Marie and I are going to do a little bit deeper of a personal life update in happy hour coming up soon. So, if you want like the next level of what this is all about, like join us over there. But I'm going to say that as corny as this sounds, the biggest thing I'm thankful for this year is friendships of all sorts, and I mean that in like the most genuine way because I think that, well, leaving the classroom for me meant leaving a lot of friendships, and I
Yeah,
knew
it's
I was
hard.
gonna miss the
Yeah.
kids. I knew I was gonna miss the kids, and I don't think I was actually ready for how much I was gonna miss my colleagues or, like,
Yeah.
colleagues.
Well, that daily interact. Yes. Yes.
It's,
Yes.
well, and the energy and the mission of being in a school, is not
It's a
something that you.
team. Yeah, even when it's not, it's still a team.
And I
Like,
and
yeah.
I love popping in and traveling and doing PD and, like, being part of departments, but it's for 6 hours, and then
Right. And then
I
you're
love
gone.
it when schools follow up with me, and sometimes they do, and sometimes, I get to have a relationship with a teacher either long before or long after, like, with coaching, and that's really nice, but I think it was really hard for me the first couple of years that I was out, to find that, and I feel like my marriage didn't suffer, but it was definitely hard for my husband to be my only friend for a while, my only in-person
In
friend.
person. No, I get it.
Um, and so I think friendship for me is a big one. So I would say like my friends, my in-person friends here, I finished a second year of book club and
I
adulting
know it. I'm so
friendship.
proud of you. And the library police have not come after you.
No, they will. But
Oh, okay.
uh,
Well,
maybe, but it's not
I
for
didn't
my
mean
own
to
books, it's for my kids'
jump
books.
that one, but okay.
I blame ADHD, and I just, you know what? If the books my kids picked out are lost in my house, I just pay for them. Like it's fine. It's like I would have bought it at Barnes and Noble anyway. So anyway, um, those friends are wonderful. And then I have to say, my friendship with you is life-saving for me every single time we talk. And on a less serious note, the other thing I'm thankful for this year, do not punch me through you're going to punch me. You're going to punch
Oh, I
me.
cannot wait for you to say whatever it is that you're going to say,
You,
because
you
you
already
do
know
have
what
the
I'm going
look.
to say.
You have a punchable look.
I have actually gotten to the point where I understand why
I'm going to pop you.
people read fantasy.
Oh, I love and hate you so much right now.
I had this, I was reading Throne of Glass.
Yeah. Darn tootin' you were.
A few weeks ago, and I was in, and a couple other, and Saba Tahir should be like queen of the world.
Oh, I know.
I kind of dragged out finishing that 4-book series of hers with Ember and the Ashes, and
Yeah.
and there have been multiple times where I have actually been seeking the comfort of fantasy and thinking this is what Marie was talking about. But I didn't get it till I got it, and I didn't need it till I needed it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I ever went back and I listened to old episodes of me talking about this, I would be like, you are such an asshole. Like, I would be so, yeah. And then there is,
well, no, how does that,
but I get it.
how does that humble pie taste? Does it,
I mean, it's great. I mean,
is it sweet?
I love
is it a little salty?
No, I mean, I just feel bad, but I'm here. I feel like I'm here.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
I've had a year of fantasy, a lot of it, and I've loved it.
I'm here for it. And I got you a dragon necklace,
You did.
come on.
We're going to talk all about it. Our year in review of books is going to be next week's episode. So if you want to hear all about I haven't completely converted. Like, I'm not exclusively, but I enjoy fantasy.
Yeah.
Certain ones.
I'm almost exclusively fantasy, especially now. That's it. I'm out.
That's fair.
Goodbye, world. I'll be in Prithian.
I am not going to judge you anymore.
I appreciate that. And you know what? I'm thankful for that. Well, so much for a mini episode. 25 minutes later, we're still just gabbing away. Friends, if you are celebrating American Thanksgiving today, or if you just did, or if you are just stumbling upon this acid trip of an episode, I want to say thank you so much for listening. And we hope that the holiday season that is revving right on up and moving straight along treats you well. And we will be back next week with a whole another episode of the podcast. And we have some great plans for 2025 because we are learning as teachers and businesswomen and moms how to make this work for us, which we think is going to work for you a lot better. And we're excited about that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful week. We will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks again for listening to Brave New Teaching.
We'd love to keep the conversation going over on Instagram.
And while you're there, check out the links in our bio for the most up-to-date events going on in the Brave New Teaching community.
Thanks for being here and have a great week at school.